News. I'm Lorraine Masika Kazimoto here to bring you this lunchtime bulletin. Now we'll start off with our first story this afternoon. Family members and colleagues of the late tour guide Eric Aliai, who tragically lost his life to suspected ADF assailants in Queen Elizabeth National Park, have gathered at his residence in Nachiwogo, Wakiso district to pay their respects. Aliai was on his last day of a tour with a couple in Kasese district when he met his tragic end.
On Tuesday, 17th October 2023, Ugandans were shocked as news broke that 3 tourists had been killed by unknown assailants in Queen Elizabeth National Park, Kasese district. This upsetting news was later confirmed by security operatives, pointing towards DRC-based ADF militants as the perpetrators of the attacks.
Suspected ADF terrorists.
The victims included a couple on their honeymoon tour, along with the third victim, the tour guide Eric Aliai. On Wednesday, an umbrella organization representing tour guides in Uganda has convened in Entebbe, Wakiso district to commiserate the loss of one of their own.
We don't know whether the people who think about robbery knows about that, but we have that general feeling about the communities here, that when they see a tourist, they think they are carrying a lot of money with them.
We, as friends, have always been hanging around together. At least every week we could find a day, have time to each other, share jokes. We have really lost a friend.
He's a very outgoing guy. I met this guy in Bwindi when he first started doing safaris.
It is worth noting that Aliai was a resident of Rugonjo in Nachiwogo, Wakiso district.
Eric is dead. You see, Eric is dead. Then I had to collapse. Nedda, Daddy Nedda, Eric Nedda. No, my colleague has called me. Colleague wanganganye. Onosiye mwana wo. Onosiye mwana wo ngandaga simu. Nenga bifananyi bya simu ngabiragira ddala ngandaba Eric gwemanyi buli.
Aliai has left a 1-year-and-a-half toddler and wife.
Kola agenze mu trip teri Queen yangamba yagenze kukola naye agenda kusokera Queen kubanga ba clients bagenda ku Entebbe bagende ne flight then bamusange Kasese. Do you still have money za kukozesa? Nti no, naguze eddagala lya mwana zaweddewo. Nangamba kansale pulani nkole ki nkusindikire ku ssente.
The late Aliai joined the tours and travel industry in 2016, and his lifelong dream was to make Uganda one of the premier tourism destinations in Africa. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Now on Tuesday, 2 foreign tourists and a Ugandan tour guide were tragically killed in Queen Elizabeth National Park just 4 days after they had banned a truck ferrying onions into Mpondwe Lubiriha market. Now the incident occurred on the same stretch of the national park towards Bwera Town Council in Bukonzo West constituency in Kasese district. The killing shows an infiltration of the ADF splinter groups through the UPDF-built defensive wall. Haruna Mutesasida has been covering the Operation Shuja in eastern DRC by the joint forces of UPDF and FADC.
Trending gruesome pictures of 2 bodies and the burning vehicle all over the social media after the suspected ADF rebel attacked the tourists in Uganda's biggest national park, located at the foothills of Mountain Rwenzori. Such an attack on tourists is very rare and has come at a time when Uganda People's Defense Forces UPDF are hunting down the smaller ADF group deep inside DRC. The killing of these tourists after they had banned a truck ferrying onions to Mpondwe Lubiriha market along the same stretch of the national park towards Bwera Town Council in Bukonzo West 5 days later affirms the infiltration and causing mayhem in the backyard of the forward base.
So the hunt is going to continue wherever they are going. The joint forces of FRDC and UPDF continue to hunt them down. Continuous reviews are done by the commanders to advise on what should be done at strategic level No efforts by the terrorists will divert us from DRC back here.
The incident falls bare a month after the government of Uganda and DR Congo extended a joint military operation to Sector 4, 150 kilometers to pursue the remaining group under the command of ADF rebel leader Musa Baluku. This bombardment now explains the presence and sneaking in and out of the ADF splinter groups through the UPDF and Fadaka defense mechanism to the backyard of the forward operation base, where they are now causing mayhem.
I think it's all about pressure. The ADF had challenged us due to the vastness of the area, the thickets, but now we have got used to the targets. I mean to the situation on ground. 2nd Mountain Battalion is one of the first UPDF battalions that crossed to work with the FRDC jointly.
Routine airstrikes have been the game changer of Operation Suja in eastern DRC, and the ADF attacks in the backyard of Operation Suja is to a large extent intended to divert the focus of the joint troops and concentrate on the small pockets. However, the question that remains unanswered is whether internal security organization, multi-layered intelligence gathering structures are doing enough to outsource useful intelligence crews to the fighting men and women on the battlefield against the ADF remnants. On December 16, 2022, UPDF 8th Battalion killed more than 30 ADF out of 51 who tried to sneak into Uganda using canoe boats on River Semuriki through Chapa and Kayanja in Ntoroko district. The joint forces launched a blistering attack on all their major camps of Kambia Yua, Tondoli and Medina. This led the remaining ADF group to hide in Malika Valley. Being a huge valley, ADF thought it was safer for them to sprint into smaller groups to avoid being detected. After successful battles against the ADF, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, promoted the 3 commanders who were instrumental in Mwalika, Karuma, Musei, Butembo operations. The three includes Lieutenant Colonel Jet Tuliabe, Sector 3 and 301 Brigade Commander, was promoted to a full colonel. Major Chombe, Commander Machindi Battalion, and Major Agaba Winston were also promoted to Lieutenant Colonel. Major General D. Kolum, the Operation Suja commander, is convinced that several continuous attacks have caused much damage to the ADF and have turned their hunger to innocent civilians. Haruna Mutesasira, UBC News.
Minister for Security Jim Muhwezi has updated Parliament on the ongoing investigations into the deadly attack on the tourists at Queen Elizabeth National Park. Minister Muhwezi maintained the status as addressed by President Yoweri Museveni in a statement issued through his social media handle. Muhwezi read to the members of Parliament the President's statement, which among others entailed a detailed way forward as far as the investigations are concerned.
It was a cowardly act on the part of the terrorists attacking innocent civilians, and tragic for the couple who were newlyweds and visiting Uganda on their honeymoon. Of course, these terrorists will pay with their own wretched lives. However, killing these wretched individuals will not bring back the lives of these wonderful friends of Uganda who had chosen our country for their honeymoon out of the 193 countries of the world. Our High Commission in the UK will reach out to their families and provide whatever support is necessary in this tragic situation. More importantly, the UPDF, the police, the Uganda Wildlife Authority and intelligence services should ensure these mistakes do not happen again and that ADF is wiped out. The wiping out is moving very well. What needs to be done is to ensure that remnants do not commit these atrocities. There were a few gaps in the handling of these remnants. UWA was guarding tourists once they were in the park. However, apparently, the tourists were arriving and departing individually. It is this gap that they used. Secondly, UPDF has been using one form of tracking these fugitive groups from Congo, Kufata Nyayo, following their tracks, Echsinde, Echirari. There are more reliable ways of tracking, which we have discussed with the army. The terrorists will be defeated like Konyi was defeated, and the cattle rustlers that have been killing people in Karamoja and the surrounding districts, or those that were cutting people with pangas, Ibijambia, in Masaka. May the souls of may their souls rest in eternal peace. Signed, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, General Retired, Sabalwanyi.
Honorable colleagues, this matter, I don't want to open it up for any comments. I request you. It's a very sensitive matter.
UBC Lunchtime News. The United Nations World Food Programme has initiated Refugees Model for Self-Reliance program that is expected to benefit about 100,000 refugees in Uganda. The 3 years project focuses on production, financial literacy and market facilitation.
So I think it's no secret that WFP in Uganda is severely underfunded, and the fact that we're running at these very low rations. To mitigate that impact, WFP has worked to prioritize its rations, and in July this year we launched the prioritization exercise, which looked at focusing the most possible rations to the most vulnerable, and then categorizing the medium vulnerable into another category with the relatively lower rations. Currently at these very low rations, as a bare minimum, WFP would need 9 million to cover our pipelines for November and December this year. We do not have that money. That doesn't even talk about 2024, where we're starting a completely empty pipeline. I think what WFP now is doing is taking all the lessons learned over the past couple of years and putting it into what we call WFP's refugee model for self-reliance. And through that model, we're looking to target 100,000 refugees over the next 3 years with a series of interventions looking at improving production, market facilitation, financial literacy, and basically bringing them on board as being integrated parts of the community in Uganda that also contributes to the economy of Uganda. Currently, we have funding for the first 100,000 individuals, and we are now selecting the different settlements and individual households to be signed up for this. And the idea is that after those 3 years, people will be in a position where they do no longer need humanitarian assistance.
We have been implementing the agriculture market support project in Koboko in partnership with the World Food Programme. And this is an area that had never received much attention thanks to the support from World Food. The challenges for service management amongst smallholder farmers was addressed.
So WFP has always done agricultural market support, and we do livelihood activities throughout the refugee areas. There's nothing new there. What we do is we work to empower both the refugees and the host communities alike, so that they are improving their ability to produce. But what we're currently challenged with is Uganda, at least in East Africa, as being one of the more well-functioning countries, so that we're able to produce our own commodities here in the country. What we keep saying is that there's still an obligation to meet the requirements of 1.4 to 1.5 million refugees here in the country. And we should remember to prioritize a country that has such an open door policy towards refugees. So that's in general our messages to all donors throughout, that we are doing well from a policy perspective. Please support us on the humanitarian level.
Mark India Division RCC, Mark Baingana, has issued directives to the residents of the disputed land in Waitike Zone, Muyenga, advising them to maintain the status quo while Kampala Capital City Authority addresses the matter. This action comes in response to residents' dissatisfaction as they have lost access to their homes due to the takeover of the road by Isaac Amanya. We have more in this report.
Machinda Division RCC Mark Baingana issued directives to the residents of the disputed land in Waitike Zone, Muyenga, Kampala District, advising them to maintain the status quo while Kampala Capital City Authority addresses the matter.
You are not even allowed to construct, even put up anything before we solve this problem. I'm tasking KCCA now. Huh?
Despite their efforts to resolve the dispute by involving relevant authorities such as the Ministry of Lands and Urban Development, KCCA, and Fiscal Planning, the issue has remained unresolved. RCC Mark Baingana and other security personnel convened a meeting with the affected residents to address the matter.
My complaint is, yes, the adjustment of this road affects us big time.
So our problem is we access 3 people, who are all of us who are accessing from here. That's why there's space. So we request that if they are to make something and they feel they want, let them do something that we can access.
That's what I was saying. It being changed from there to here, it is affecting people driving.
In the meeting, RCC Baingana faulted KCCA and the Minister of Lands for contributing to the dispute and urged the residents to remain calm.
Is that lands and KCCA, there was a road here. This was a road. This was not planned for as an empty plot. That one I will say today, say it tomorrow, and say it the other day. They had left all this place for people to be free. They had planned for it. You see, the problem with us, when we don't have anything to sell anymore, we go back to the small things.
He also directed KCCA and the Fiscal Planning Department to work on expanding the road to facilitate the residents' access.
The other problem is expansion, and they're right.
And I'm okay with it.
Right. And if you're okay with it, that's okay. Now I'm here. I am tasking you. Huh? But if it takes a little bit of expansion to see that everyone is a win-win situation.
The meeting was attended by the Town Clerk of Machinda Division, represented by Zimbe Paul, the District Internal Security Officer, representatives from the National Water and Sewerage Corporation, and local leaders of the area. Rebecca Nantongo, UBC News.
The Minister of State at the Ministry of Defence and Veteran Affairs, Oleru Huda, has urged researchers to conduct their research with integrity to ensure the authenticity of their findings beyond question. She made these statements during the International Research and Development Conference held at Kampala International University.
The International Research Conference is an academic gathering focused on providing a platform for scholars to discuss contemporary issues, innovations, technologies, and challenges with the aim of offering potential solutions.
It's supposed to be said to reply.
The Minister of State for Defense and Veteran Affairs, Oleru Huda, who presided over the conference, believes that the government should allocate more funds to private universities for research.
Yearly, the government has been giving funding, especially to Makerere as a government university. But these private universities are not bad. It's just how you reach the government and you put your issue there, you get the funding.
She emphasized that there is an abundance of untapped talent due to lack of funding. She also stressed the importance of involving youth in research activities to advance the country towards becoming an industrial state.
So research is a security issue. It's a security issue so that you know the one who is doing it has the heart for the citizens of the country, and it must be the nationals to do it.
The International Research Conference attracts participants from various countries, including Nigeria, Tanzania, among others. The Vice-Chancellor of Kampala International University, Mohamed Mpazamhingo, expressed optimism that the conference timing is crucial and will contribute to finding solutions to ongoing challenges in the country, such as climate change.
We're telling our research scientists, those who can do proper investigations, to come up not only with very excellent publications, but try as much as possible to partner with industry, to partner with the young people, to partner with practitioners. There are people outside there who are involved in trying to be very creative in fixing problems of day-to-day life. And so this is the solution, where the university now goes to the people. Instead of people coming to the universities have to go to the people and try and learn from there.
The International Research and Development Conference was held under the theme African Leadership and Development Challenges. Justin Nakami, UBC News.
UBC Lunchtime News takes a very short break, but we return with more stories after these messages.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge.
Wano nno tuli Bukoto era lero wetugenda okugaba pichipichi yaffe eri omuwanguzi waffe wano wetuzze.
I'm so excited and I'm sure even all the people, all the staff at Kwaliwath are all excited. We thank you very, very much.
Myaka 25 nga MTN eweereza naye nga buli week tugaba pichipichi 5.
Very, very excited. I'm excited about MTN giving back to its customers. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, MTN.
The fact that we have won really shows that people like Mama. Their services are really nice. MTN, your services are okay. The network is good. We are satisfied.
Chikola sense ne?
Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish Development Model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish Development Model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
So, you are ready to invest in Airtel's initial public offering? Good choice. I'm going to show you how to do it straight from your phone. First, you're going to want to make sure you have a Securities Central Depository SCD account. Dial *185*85# from your Airtel number. Choose Airtel IPO purchase from the available options. Enter your valid national identification number when prompted. Before you purchase, there are a few things you need to know. The minimum purchase is 2,500 shares. The share price is 100 Uganda shillings. Select the number of shares you wish to purchase. Choose your relevant broker for the purchase. Enter your Airtel Money PIN to confirm the transaction. Congratulations! You receive a confirmation message of your successful purchase.
Nibanyita kana niyita Sez Nwagaba, commercial officer at Ntungamo District Government.
I am Sez Nwagaba, the commercial officer for Ntungamo Local Government. I express my gratitude to God for this platform and the Emyuga initiative brought to us by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, as it has positively transformed the lives of the people in Ntungamo, whom I have known for a long time. When you visit the beneficiaries of this program, you can easily witness the significant positive changes in their lives. The audit report demonstrates that despite their leader being deaf and blind, profits are being made, highlighting how this program has actively engaged and evolved every individual. Initially, we received 2,650 million Uganda shillings. Each constituency received 530 million Uganda shillings. I would like to express my gratitude to this platform for providing us with the opportunity to share information about the Emyuga program. Our special thanks go to the President for initiating the program, and additionally, I would like to mention that there are numerous similar projects in Rubare and Ntungamo.
Ndeka wena mulamu.
Wena kambone ku.
Otyo. Mbakemye rubona. Mubaire muri kolati.
Ndide kulagira ono ngeri jiba kwayo kumbaga ya mwene ngwakozesa momope.
Eisimu eriwa je buliko.
Tola yesimu wena nakobya ironi geisimu tobulira.
Eisimu yini?
Ni gasita ndala mukaga 5 6 3 otewe ashi onige yes. Balese chawo.
Balese merchant code je balisaba. Mama kadi bati.
Kayo buzono wachi tamu nsanvu nsanvu mirundi 3.
Balisaba.
Tamu sente dewe.
Amount. Baleta mobile money.
Mobile money.
Balikunsa bapini.
Ebucha utampiniyo.
Iwa imwe sasula
aye baba embaga ya mwene mwekuwoniza
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Welcome back from that break. And now into the business scene. As fuel prices continue to surge at the pump, many car owners and prospective buyers in Uganda are interestingly seeking vehicles that combine quality, performance and low maintenance costs. Now, in response to this demand, Suzuki by CFAO has unveiled the hybrid Grand Vitara. Suzuki's commitment to providing higher performance in an urban cross-country vehicle. Now, speaking at the unveiling of the new vehicle in the industrial area, the marketing manager, Isaac Tegule, emphasized the significance of this milestone.
So in terms of the car is built with a very good ground clearance of 210 millimeters. When you look around, majority of the cars on the market, they range between 160 to 200. So we are very confident that this Grand Vitara addresses the concern of the nature of our terrain. We have good roads, and then we have those that are not so good. Some are hilly, some are potholes, some, especially when you go out of maybe to our villages, and we have no doubt that this Grand Vitara will be able to take on any road in this country. And then the element of hybrid, where we say, you burn or you use lesser fuel compared to what you'd have used. Obviously, that means that the carbon you emit to the environment has also reduced. It's a good starting point to reduce on how much damage or impact we put on our environment if we choose to drive such cars. The other beauty about this car, and thanks to the import duty exemption by government, it's now even more affordable. The fact that it's going for 33,000 or the equivalent of 125, depending on the exchange rate or the prevailing rate, that means that many Ugandans who are buying cars that same amount, maybe in the used section, are now able to acquire a brand new zero mileage car with 2 years of free service, meaning you're not spending any other coin for service in the period of 2 years or 50,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. But you also have warranty on the car parts or anything that will malfunction or not work within the 3 years. You have no worries. You have peace of mind that CFAO Motors will be able to fix and take care of this. So as a customer, you focus on everything else to do with your life as opposed to worrying about a car and worrying about will it work tomorrow.
Well, that is the hybrid Grand Vitara right there. Now, in more business news, landowners in Buhimba Sub-County, Chikube District, are fighting over a small portion of land where American tower company ATC Uganda has installed a mast for Airtel Uganda. The conflict has been ongoing for 8 months, causing significant project delays.
Andrea Byomugabi, the L1 chairperson of Chitole village, explains that the land dispute involves several parties. Godfrey Balogo, the late William Kasaija's family, Edward Ndozeho, and Omuhereza Chirunji. The conflict started in February when Godfrey Balogo leased a portion of the land to American Tower Company ATC for 7 million shillings per year without the consent of other landowners.
Among 4 parties, Barongo Godfrey, the family of Edward Ndozeho,
Omuhereza Chirunji and Kasaija's family claim to have land title for the disputed piece of land, while Balogo lacks a title. Efforts to resolve the dispute through dialogue have been unsuccessful, as confirmed by Justice Isingo.
A person who does not own a land title also claims that his land comes from down where you have seen the road up to here where we are. So our aim is how best these people, if they all own or have a stake on this mask.
Chikube LDC Emran Tumusime has decided to involve private surveyors to determine the true owner of the land by establishing clear boundaries.
But in between, some misunderstanding came up between some families, both claiming the same ownership of the land. Good enough, all these are family members, more or less. So we've been engaging them, talking to them, and the 2 of the families have land titles, the other family has no land title.
For mass installations, but the ongoing dispute has hindered progress. The conflict has also affected the development in the area. Stephen Asena Itaza, the Bohenguzi East Member of Parliament, states that he had lobbied for most.
In Napak district, joint security forces comprising of the police and UPDF have apprehended 10 individuals suspected of illicitly transporting 395 bags of charcoal using 4 trucks. The suspects, along with the confiscated charcoal and trucks, are currently held at Kongole Police Station in Napak district. Security authorities in the Karamoja sub-region have announced that the suspects will soon be aligned to court in Moroto. They have warned that no charcoal dealer in Karamoja will be exempted from legal consequences.
In May this year, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni issued an executive order banning commercial charcoal business in the northern and northeastern Uganda. However, people continue to operate in the commercial charcoal business across Karamoja sub-region. The joint security forces of UPDF and police in Napak district have intercepted and impounded over 300 bags of charcoal from dealers who were transporting it. This was at Kokeris checkpoint, Matanyi sub-county. The charcoal was being transported in 4 trucks to different areas. The suspects are in custody at Kangore in Napak district. The resident district commissioner Napak, Dennis Okori, says security forces in Karamoja will continue enforcing the presidential executive order.
We are sounding a warning to whoever is still involved in the trade of charcoal that the directive is clear, the ordinance is clear on environmental protection, and we are going to go all that it takes to make sure that we protect the environment.
Napak District Senior Environment Officer James Nangiro explains the challenges faced by the district.
The communities that are coming as far as Jinja, as far as Mbale, as far as Kampala, to deal in charcoal business, really given us a lot of challenges, especially in ensuring that we restore our environment, we restore our nature. So they are really depleting. And most of the tree species that these people are cutting are the most precious species. So some of these species are getting endangered. So we have the Balanite, Aegyptica.
But what will happen to the charcoal and the trucks?
We obtain court order and then we auction it, and the money is deposited to the general fund account in using the electronic system. We deposit, we send the money to Kampala, then it is paid back to the district as local revenue, which we use it for tree planting at the district.
The 10 suspects will be aligned before court anytime in Moroto district. I'm Nafka Farida and Morini.
Well, that wraps it up this afternoon. Thank you so much for your company. Do enjoy UBC Television's programming. I'm Lorraine Masika Kazimoto. Good afternoon.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.